Hey guys, welcome back to the Geck and or the Geck tutorials even, and today I'm looking at something very interesting. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to do custom voice for a holotape in the game. So if you've recorded some audio and you want to put it into a holotape and you're having trouble with it, I've got a tutorial here for you. Very simple tutorial. Well, it looks simple, but it's actually quite hard to get all this done. So the first thing you want to do is obviously have your audio open in a program. So for instance, I've just recorded this in Audacity. This is actually for my mod Holotapes Secrets. Goes on for a bit. The main thing you want to make sure of when you have your audio open is that the sample rate is 44,100 hertz. So I'll go on audio. I'll go on audio track, and you can do this with Audacity or any program. But if I go on set sample format, you should have it set to 16 bits. You need that, otherwise it won't work. As far as I'm concerned, that's how I got it to work. So your sample format has to be 16 bits, and your actual forget what it's called now. Your actual file itself, your audio file has to be stereo. It cannot be mono. So if you open your audio in Audacity, I highly recommend using Audacity to record your audio for Fallout New Vegas holotapes, and even for dialogue. It works perfectly for dialogue as well. All you want to make sure is that it's a stereo file. It's stereo, it's 44,100 hertz, and it's 16 bits. And that's very important. It has to be 16 bits. It has to be stereo. It has to be, the sample rate has to be 44,100 hertz. So once you've got that all done, obviously you can edit it. You can do all effects and shit. You can do what the hell you want with it. But the thing a lot of people have a problem with is when you put it into the Geck, you have a problem with actually making it work in game. Because I've had a lot of I had a really big search on the internet on how to do it myself, and luckily I found a tutorial on YouTube, but it was for Oblivion, and it actually is exactly the same for Fallout New Vegas, the Geck for Fallout New Vegas and for Fallout 3. So if you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to do this for Fallout New Vegas, I want to do it for Fallout 3, it works exactly the same. So once you've set your audio file to these three things, 16 bits, stereo, and 44,100 hertz, you want to make sure that you have got your Fallout New Vegas data sound directory open. So what you want to do is open up computer, go to the place you installed Fallout New Vegas, go into data, sound, and voice. Now, as you can see, I've got Holotapes Secrets here, which is my mod, and I've got the 2 holotapes I've done. The first thing you want to do in the Geck is actually start a new quest. The reason I want to do this is because the way a holotape is looked at, it looks at the topic of dialogue, and it looks at the speaker, so the NPC who is going to speak the audio. So the first thing you actually want to do is create a new NPC. So you can open up an original NPC and just go with that, or change the ID of an original NPC, because you need to. Or you can just right click and do new. For this, I'm just going to click on the first NPC that comes up. I'm going to give it my own ID. I'm going to call it tutorial, or him or her, him, tutorial NPC. Now, once you've made your NPC, it doesn't matter what he looks like. It only matters what he looks like if you're doing dialogue. For instance, if I want my character, my NPC to look like this, that's not a very good example, but if I want my NPC to look like this, then that's how I want them to look. I mean, you can change your NPC to how you want them to be, but for now, because my NPC isn't, I don't want my NPC to be shown in game. I only want him to be the speaker of my holotape. I'm just going to leave it as it is. So the most important thing you're going to look at here is the voice type. So I'm going to set the voice type to male adult 02, or actually no, 01 default will be good. And I'm going to click OK. And when you create a new NPC, when you change the ID, when it says create a new form, click yes. Always do that when you're creating new IDs, or completely new things in the Geck. No matter what it is, if you're trying to create something new, always click yes when it says create a new form. So the second thing you want to do is start a new quest, so or make a new quest. So what we want to do is just come to actor data and go right down to quest, right click and do new. And this little quest box will come up. You want to do a name and an ID, so my ID is going to be tutorial quest. A lot of people get sort of, confused with quests, but this will be very simple. It's really basic. There's no scripting involved. Is there any scripting involved? No, there isn't any scripting involved, so just don't worry about it. Quest name, I'm going to call it tutorial quest, of course. Tutorial quest 01. You can put the name of what you want. The ID is just what the Geck looks at. The name is actually what comes up in game. The priority, there we go, set it eventually, is 100. I'm going to set it to 100 because I want it to be the most, the highest priority. Start game enabled, you need that to be checked, and allow repeated conversation topics, allow repeated stages. Yes, if you're doing dialogue, always check this one. Always check allow repeated conversation topics, because you'll have problems otherwise. And if, for instance, if the player forgets what the character said to him or her, she or he, you want to repeat. You want the NPC to repeat the dialogue to you. So you wanna have that. That's a problem. It hasn't done it. That's unusual. I'll just do that again. Tutorial quest 01, and the name I'm going to call it quest, and I'm going to do 100 again to see if this is bugged, and click OK, and hopefully there it is, tutorial quest. Now, as you can see, we have our own quest. Again, start game enabled. You have to have that, otherwise it just won't be enabled when you start the game. Quest objective and quest stages, you don't need that for a holotape or a dialogue at the moment, so we're just going to go straight to the topics tab at the top here, and under the editor ID column on the left, you're going to right click and do add topic. A small box should come up and it should say select topic, and we're going to make a new topic because this is what we want. That's what we want, and you're going to do right click and do a new topic and call it what you want. So we're going to call it let's call it my first holotape, because I don't know why, but that sort of shines out to me. You can call it what you want, but for now, for simplicity, I'm going to call it my first holotape. So once you have done that, you want to double click on it, the new one you made, and that should be in the editor ID column on the left now. In the info section, you want to right click and do new, and it should come up with new response, and for response text, this is the audio you used, and the reason you need response text is so that if the player has subtitles on, or for instance if it's a holotape and you have subtitles on, at the bottom of course you get the subtitles of the holotape if you have a response text for it, if you know what I'm trying to say. But obviously you need it for dialogue, because when the character is talking to you in game, you want the writing to come up on the screen. I mean, come on. So I'm just going to type in hello, my name is My name is Tom the Moose Hunter. That's kind of Oblivion, but fuck it. And as you can see up here, it should say response text, and it'll have in brackets how many syllables you've typed, I do believe that is, and how many you can type, so 149 at the moment. So you want to make sure you don't go over that, because it won't actually let you put it in, and it'll cut it off at 149. Script notes, that's for you if you want to do, if you know scripting, then go ahead. Edits, again, self-explanatory, don't worry about that. Idle animations. If you're doing dialogue, you want to use the motion animation, and you can select the speaker of the NPC we just used. We can select that, but because we're not actually showing that, this is just a holotape, and there's no mouth moving, there's nothing in your face, you know, there's nobody actually talking to you, making contact with you, we're just going to leave it as none. The audio, now this is the really important thing, and it actually can get very complicated here, so if I go wrong, bear with me, because I've only done this like 4 times, and I know exactly how to do it, but it is very, you know, hassle infested. So you want to click OK once you've done the response text, so that it comes up at the bottom here, and then you want to double click on it again, and as you can see at the bottom we've got all these voice types that have come up. This is not good, and as you can see, this is very good, because what it's actually done, the Geck generates a voice file name. Now you need to take this later on, but for now we're going to click OK, and we're going to try and fix this speaker problem, because this is really taking the piss out of us right now. So what we're going to do is, this is going to come up top right here to speaker, and you click down, and you're going to find your NPC. So my NPC, I do believe, is called Tutorial. Yep, there we go, Tutorial NPC. And once you've done that, you want to double click on this. Actually, no, you want to click OK to save the quest, because that's the only way you can save a quest other than clicking the save button, because if I do that, then there you go, comes up with that. But go back to topics once you've clicked OK, and hopefully once you double click on it, there you go, the only speaker is your NPC. You need to make sure you do that, otherwise you will fuck your mod or whatever you're making right up, because if it's one thing people don't like, it's a dirty mod. Okay, that came out wrong. If it's one thing people don't like, it's when your mod is sort of corrupt. It can be corrupted very easily, so you need to follow every step to make sure, you know, it's going well. So now you've got one voice type, which is your NPC. It should say the path that it follows, so the path that the Geck follows to actually get this voice type, or, you know, where this voice file name is located. Okay, so this is where the actual voice file is located, so this is where you need to put your audio recording. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to tell you how to do it. What you want to do is click the record button, and done. You can record from the Geck, but just click record and click save, and if you've already done this once, it should say WAV files already exist overwrite. I'm going to click yes. Now this is very cool, because if you come into your Fallout New Vegas data sound voice directory, as you can see we have this file called temp. Now, excuse me, what you want to do is take your recording. For instance, I got this recording here. This is the recording I did in Audacity. Take your recording, so I'm going to rename this for the purpose of this video. Hello. Now it's called hello.wave, okay? What we want to do is rename it to temp.wave. So I'm going to rename it to temp.wave. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my audio file into here. It has to be renamed to temp.wave, mind guys. Drag it into the voice folder where the other temp.wave is located, and it should say there is already a file with the same name in this location. You want to click copy and replace. Now you've done that, you can come into the Geck, and hopefully it should say preview at the bottom. Now Now you've replaced the temp.wave with your own personal audio file. You can click preview. There we go. That's my audio, thank you very much. It actually previews the audio for you. Now, what you must do now, if you are creating multiple topics or multiple audio tapes on the same quest, we'll click OK. So now it's saved, and now you've actually got your audio tape as far as I'm concerned. That is literally it, guys. All you need to do is apply this to an audio tape. If you are creating multiple audio tapes, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but you know, just in case you are, which a lot of people are for their mods, what you want to do is double click on the response text you just did, so this one. I'm not trying to make it too complicated because some people get confused there. Come down to audio and it should say voice file name. Now, I did say earlier you would need this, and you do need this. So what you want to do is select it, do Control C, go to the location of your temp.wave you just did, do F2, completely select the whole entire thing, Control V, so paste it, and then make sure right at the end, so after the 1 or whatever the last digit is, do .wave and press enter. Now this is very, very important if you're creating more than one, because this means you can create as many as you want, and it will create a file name for each different holotape in your topics. So once you've done that, click OK on the response text, and if you double click on it again, oh no, the preview's gone away. Well, this isn't right. It's okay, guys, because what it's actually done is replaced the name of the temp with the voice file name. Now, do not be alarmed. It is working 100%, I guarantee you, unless you completely fucked up the steps. Excuse me, and it is working fine. The only reason it's not looking at the preview is because the Geck itself, the preview button, technically looks for temp.wave. Now, because you've renamed it, it's not looking for temp.wave anymore. It's looking for something else, but it cannot detect it. But because you've got your voice file name exactly the same as this, the Geck has given you the voice file name, it will work in game. So you want to click OK, and yep, and you want to click OK again, I do believe, and what you want to do is click save. As you can see at the moment, I got my Vortex Secrets mod open. I've got a holotape prepared here, but what you want to do is come to items on the object window, go down to note, and what you want to do is find a holotape that already has the art applied to it. So for instance, it has to look like this in the game. You know, the actual holotape itself, the thing you pick up. So I've already got that, so what I'm going to do is double click on this one and rename it to tutorial note, and then name it tutorial note. And the very important thing you want to do is note type. You want to do voice, have that checked, and it should say speaker and topic. Now this is where you select your NPC, the speaker. So we're going to select our NPC. So on the speaker, select your NPC, and mine is tutorial. There we go. Tutorial NPC. That was the NPC we made earlier, and he is vital, or she. The topic is the topic you just made in that quest. So I'm pretty sure it was tutorial. What was it? What was the name, guys, of the topic we just made? Wasn't it tutorial something? I think it was tutorial. I'm gonna have to excuse me for a minute. What you want to do is set the topic you just made in that quest to the topic here. So if I go to quest again, and I go to tutorial quest and go on topics, my topic is called my first holotape. So if I go to topic and set it to my first holotape, it should be all good. It is working now. If you click OK and you click yes, and then you just go to your note wherever you put it. So mine's tutorial. I'm going to drag it out here, place it on this little outpost thing here I made, and now when I pick it up in game and I click on it, it should be absolutely fine. If you have any questions, guys, please go ahead and ask. I'm going to underline some major things. I'm going to underline the really important things you need to do. 19 minutes long. Okay, I'm going to underline the really important things you must do during making your own holotapes. So when you've recorded your audio, you want to make sure that it's stereo format, 44/100 Hz, 16-bit. Okay, it has to be that. Okay, and I highly recommend doing it in Audacity just so you can follow this video. And Audacity is a very good program for editing audio, especially voice. So once you've done that, the other main thing you need to make sure is when you oh, I've lost it. When you move your file, your actual audio file, from your desktop, and it's called 10.wave. Remember, when you drag it over, you have to copy and replace, okay? So that it replaces the original temp file, okay? Also, there was something else I wanted to tell you, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my god, it's not working in game, I'm not getting it. Yeah, the main thing is with Audacity, you need to make sure it's stereo, so that it will actually come up in game. You'll actually be able to hear it. Also, I guess there's a few things I can actually help you with here, guys. Tutorial quest. Make sure that you've if you're doing dialogue, make sure you have allow repeated conversation topics, and make sure it's start game enabled. Regardless if you're doing dialogue or not, you need to have that checked so that it's enabled in game when you start the game. Also, that's a very important thing. Yes, you may not want to do your response text as "Hello, my name is the Moose Hunter." I have some very good pointers for you guys. If I open up my text I was doing earlier, what you want to do is first off, in Notepad or Word or whatever you want to call it, I prefer Notepad myself, write out your text. So I'm going to do hello, my name is Moose Hunter. How are you? I'm from the land of the mooses. So I've got my text there, right, guys? Now, this text here, I've got it, okay? It's all good. Now what you want to do, obviously, is put this as your response text, okay? So you must understand how to do that. Basically, obviously, you want this as your holotape response text, or for your dialogue subtitle. So make sure you do that. I bet I've just completely mind-fucked you right there, guys. But just follow the tutorial, like how I've actually done it. Ask any questions you want. I was happy enough to make this tutorial on how to do audio tapes or holotapes, and it's really for modders, really. Like, if you're making a mod, then you may want to know how to make audio tapes, because people find it very difficult to just write massive quests with tons of little text tapes, you know, like not audio tapes but holotapes themselves, like just the text version. But with this, a lot of people will credit you for this, because, you know, if you have more advanced stuff in your mod, then a lot of people will be happy with it, and they will be like, well, at least he's gone to the effort of actually trying to do his own audio. So yeah, guys, that's actually how you make your own personal holotapes. That should be fine. If you have any questions, go ahead, ask away. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. This has been another Geck tutorial, and I will see you in the next tutorial, guys. If you as I said, if you have any questions, just PM me or comment or whatever you want to do. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and please rate, comment, and subscribe.